Welcome back to Glider Gaming channel, and thank you for joining us on another trip to the Rustic Dreamland. We almost made oxygen last time. This time it's going to happen. That's our top priority. They're going to sleep, they're going to wake up, we're going to have oxygen, folks. That's where we want to be. We really need to be, because we have okay oxygen. Like, it used to be this bright blue color everywhere in our base, but we are getting darker blues. Then part of that is because we're not allowing oxygen to travel into these areas for CO2 reasons. We're trying to make a CO2 well over here, but we are not making enough oxygen from day to day. Some days it's worse. Oh, a mess again? We really need to get better bathrooms and maybe a second set of bathrooms. This is not the first time this has happened recently. But first priority is that oxygen, and maybe getting this guy into his grave, because poor Ren, through our silly mismanagement of not building a ladder, he perished. All right. We can actually power the whole room now because we built the wires to power this transformer. Here we go. She's going to run. We're going to watch oxygen happen. Okay. So I'm going to go to this overlay. We did get a little bit of oxygen, but that's fine. That shouldn't happen long term. If it does, all we have to do is put a block there and a block here and just move that sensor up one. Oh, that's interesting. It's like self-filtering. It's sending all the oxygen one way. Huh. I didn't realize that would happen. So we did take wrong element damage, so we have a little bit of damage, but that bar has to hit, no red, all black to break. So this one is full. It has all the hydrogen it needs. The batteries are going, and the hydrogen is actually being shut off because we're doing fine. So we are going to disable this building. We're not going to destruct it because we might need it later. If something happens and this shuts down, we're going to need it later. But this oxygen room is now fully functional, being powered properly. Oh, wow. That is a lot of oxygen. This is... okay. Yeah, we're going to need to come in here then and just give a little bit more of a barrier to the oxygen getting to this pump. We're gonna, once we break that sensor, we'll have the materials we need to build a new one. But we won't have enough to build that second wire. Oh, nope, not open. Just allow people to use. So yeah, in this game, pretty much anything you do, it's trial and error. I build this room a lot, and I thought I built it right, but then we see that we're sending oxygen into our power plants, and that's not great. So we just have to fix it real quick. Oh, I didn't really realize what I was doing there. I shouldn't have let them dig those out. Luckily, there's nothing nasty but heat coming in. Okay, now they're both running with proper stuff, but they're still taking damage. Better come over here and mark this up a little higher. You have to be careful when you're deconstructing it. Like, I didn't want this to be... I wanted this sensor gone, but if I just hit deconstruct, it's set to all, so it would deconstruct the power line behind it too. By going into a menu and hitting deconstruct, it automatically says you're only going to deconstruct with this menu showing. So that's how I protected it a bit. Oh, let's check out what's happening with oxygen. So, oxygen at 40 degrees is where it's created. And then it goes into the water, and the water being so cold is cooling down to 25 degrees, which is a nice livable temperature. Okay, so they got part of it. We need to bump that one up. But now we should be able to come up here and build the new sensor and the new wire and a tile right there. This is just going to make it harder because the oxygen is denser. It's going to make it harder for it to get high enough to clear this hurdle. Someone made a mess again. Oh no, I was trying to prevent all of this from getting out. Oh man. Shoot. And she's stuck, so she's gonna have to dig that tile out so she can get somewhere else. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Oh well. We're just gonna have to do what we showed last time for Alyssa, where we're just gonna have to pump all this out. There's just too much now. I won't I don't want green in my base in this way. We're gonna have to get rid of this. Why are you idle? What are you just sitting? Oh, she's trapped. Oh. See, this is where unconstructive becomes a big liability. She won't build that tile to save herself. She's just stuck there until someone else builds it. But luckily, somehow, she had just enough oxygen that she didn't die, like poor old Ren. There's our chef. Who's suffocating? Catalina. Okay, she'll be okay. Okay, so last video we had somebody at Bahini at 50% stress. She's down to 11, so her mourning period must be over. So she's back to where she should be stress-wise. Okay, we've blocked off so we won't get any more CO2 or chlorine in the base. So we should definitely do this now. that should happen, I'd say. Okay. I think we've gotten all the gold we need for the moment, so no need to get scalded anymore. And somehow we did run out of power, so that's good that we didn't deconstruct that. How did we run out of power? That is kind of strange. So each one of these can create 800, so that's 1600. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And then 11, 12, 1200. That doesn't make sense to me how that happened. So we will enable this building again. And that just goes to show we need to build our power plant. So let's start building our power plant. Make that our next priority, since apparently we can't keep anything else going. So a power plant. I like to start in the early game with coal power plants. And eventually I'll automate it so dupes don't even have to be involved with the day-to-day functions of the coal power plant. So I'm leaving 3 spaces in between because eventually I'm going to put an automated system right in here that's about 3 wide. So I'm just planning ahead a bit. We do want a door because we're gonna make this a full-on room to give it a buff so it's more efficient in making power. And I find 4 coal generators is usually more than enough power to take care of your needs. So that's our main power plant blueprint. And then in stations, we have the boom, 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 boom. Where is it? Power control station, which it won't let me build because I don't currently let them have access to gold. So, access to gold. Power station. Where are we at? Okay. So we'll toss that right there. rather than a regular tile, we're going to put a mesh tile right there so that we can keep, or an airflow, whatever. Any tile that allows airflow through will be fine. There we go. Oh, one more door. This is our power plant. For the time being, they will need to be able to jump across that. And this is where we're going to store our coal. Ah, heavy watt wire. Can't be run through walls, so we're going to come back into power. We're going to do heavy watt joint plates. That way we can get the power out of this room. Okay, I didn't count it out, but I'm pretty sure that this is a pretty tight, compact power room and should be fine. Oops. As you unlock more stuff, the buttons move, and that always messes with me. So a power plant. Power plant, there it is. Can be 96 tiles. That is certainly not 96 tiles, so we're going to be fine there. And we don't have to worry about this because we did put a tile there blocking it. So like all of this that's empty won't be counted against us. Okay, so... Oh, there we go. I figured out why we ran out, guys. We destroyed this, and then we forgot to reset it. So it actually got so much hydrogen that it stopped running. I didn't know the tab button that did that. So yeah, there we go. Now we shouldn't run out again. So we're going to disable that. And now that we've built this up just a little bit higher, we aren't getting any problems with oxygen up here. But now we've allowed so much hydrogen to build up that we are pulling hydrogen out of here. And it's going into our base. But it's kind of, it's regulating now. You can see we're not getting any hydrogen. We could be putting filters all over the place to prevent these sorts of things from happening. Like, we can see that we are getting hydrogen pooling up in weird places because we didn't finish our airflow stuff. It's okay. CO2 is not going to go up, so we can put them there. They still haven't let that guy out. Okay, guys, let him out. But the CO2 for the most part is, or not the CO2, the hydrogen is going to accumulate up here. Oh, we finished research again. And we have a lot of jobs mastered. Okay, so research. Just going to come up here. We're going to do all the way through high temperature forging. That'll let us get fire poles, which we can put down the sides so our dupes can quickly get from top to bottom. Printing pod. Okay, still hate pufflets. I don't want one of those in my main base. We could do a pufflet farm eventually to create more slime for, you know, fertilization purposes. That would be fine. I just don't want one in my base, so we'll capture those. We won't print them. That's a lot of creativity, but I don't think I've ever had a base where I thought, wow, I need a second artist. Pacifist is not a big deal. Early bird is nice because you can put them on a different schedule. Noodle arms is something we could come over with, you know, training, but I think we'll take our early bird twinkle toes. So immediately come in here and find early bird shift. Throw Joshua on it. Nope. Where's Joshua? Joshua. There he is. Now jobs. Alright, Harold has done some stuff. Must not be eating in the Great Hall, because I'm kind of surprised I can't bump him up higher. It's like, we have a ton of couriers. It's just a matter of, are they eating in that room? So for now, we'll make him an engineer. She wants to be a plumber? Sure, go for it. You should be a gopher. You're our chef, sous chef, but you can't handle being a real chef yet. So we'll make you groundskeeper because we've been putting more people in gopher positions than groundskeeper ones. You'd like to be a chef? Sure, go for it. And you're the new guy. You'd like to be an engineer? Sure, go for it. Oh, yep, we never finished building enough spots for people to eat at. So we only have 12, we need 16. Hey, we got up to 16 dupes. So that's why some people... Okay, this is what happens when you don't have good artists. They built a crude sculpture. It gives plus 18 decor, but like a master sculpture would give like plus 75 decor, so just a little different. How's the water? Okay, we're able to keep the water consistently coming to the plant, so that's good. We sorted out the gases going to the wrong spot. So if you don't recall what we did here, we told this pump to send oxygen this way, prioritizing this bridge. And then we told it to go into the generators. Well, if we just left it there, we wouldn't be able to pump any more oxygen. This would all be full. So I went ahead and said, okay, if full, you can come through here and fill up all of these areas. And that just allows us to store a lot more hydrogen so that the base doesn't fill up with hydrogen because, you know, it's just overflowing. I am taking off the ability for dupes to come in and out of these rooms, because if we come in and out of these rooms, other gases are going to get in, and we'll have to manage that too. Just not something I really want to do. So, power plant. Oh, can't actually get into the power plant right now. Probably affecting things. So we're going to need all of this to connect through with the wiring. So this is going to store consumable ore coal. We're going to set it at like priority 7. That way they're going to take any coal that's over here at priority 6 and move it to the higher priority bin so that coal is in good proximity to our power plant. So we don't have to worry so much about them running all over the base and back to get coal where it belongs. In fact, we could just come in here and we could tell them to stop storing coal. That way, in the long term, we won't have to worry about coal ever being in our base. So, power management system. Gold is strained, meaning you don't really want to put more stuff on that, which is not quite true. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 840. Yeah, I guess it's over 75%, but like this is saying it's strained. These wires can hold 20 kilowatts, so that doesn't seem right. White is energy surplus, so over here there's plenty of energy sometimes. And then red is you're not even powering it, so that's just because this isn't built and there's no power coming from them. I would love in the quality of life the ability to color code wires, because once you hit like cycle 500 and you've got so much stuff going on, it'd be really nice to like be able to see this is my blue power system, because like I'm going to be building generators over here and running them over here, and I won't be able to see where they originate from. So if I could color code them just like you do in real life with like yellow, red, black, white wires, it would just really help my quality of life of trying to plan power systems. So that's something I hope. Same general thing would be nice for water pipes. Water pipes are color-coded by the type they are. Same with your ventilation pipes. If they're insulated, they're always gold. If they're radiant, they're always yellow. And if they're standard, they're always white. But when you're building pipes all over the world to send stuff here or there, if I could have green, you know, if I could have black so that I know where it came from and what I'm doing with it, it sure would improve my quality of life. So, for some reason, if the folks, Clay, are watching my stream, that is my hope and dream for your game. more and more quality of life stuff. So these 3 down here are firmly set up properly for CO2. So I'm going to tell them to move everything over here, and we're going to destruct all of this because it is time to start building exosuits, folks. Get excited. Not actually time, because I just realized we still haven't built any of the stuff, oxygen delivery system. So it's time to start thinking about it, folks. Okay, there we go. We better also put 7 on this power plant, because once you have exosuits, you really don't want to waste dupe labor. on treadmills. You should really be powering exosuits with real power. And since I've mentioned several times, I really don't want to be using this doorway. I want to just shut it off because of heat transfer. We probably shouldn't build this so that they can close that off. What else were we doing? Kind of check in on other stuff. Do we have 16 beds? That's a good thing to know. There's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, so it'd be nice if everybody had a bed. They would be happier. And someone's suffocating. Suffocating? Okay, right there. Huh. Yep, that tracks, yep. I need this built right there, right now. Okay, there we go. That button was cool. Yep, she could have built that at any time, but she didn't. But that button, like, this is now emergency, saved her life. That's awesome. She must be one of the dupes who also doesn't have a bed. Okay, I really want the base closed off and not open to other stuff, so we're going to pop that up in priority 2. And then we should insulate this side of the base too. We have plenty of material to do so, I'm pretty sure. Yep, 60,000 is plenty. So if we move it over 1, then we can have these be rooms, which is nice. So I think we'll do that. Sure. So I'm gonna build these so I can get rid of some of these awkward rooms that don't belong there. So if I would have been insulating earlier, I would not have insulated with this yellowishy green color. I would have insulated over here more. But we are now producing conditioned air at a nice, reasonable temperature. So I'm no longer afraid of lightly spicy areas. You know, the truly spicy areas I don't want to deal with. But these lightly spicy areas are perfectly fine. We can overcome the slight temperature increase. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. So we'll just do this bedroom block and call that the top over here. We will need a stitch of scaffolding in order to build the ceilings. And of course floors to actually ambulate around on. Oh man, the scaffolding is getting a little trippy on me. Okay, right there. So we'll just not build that, I guess, until the scaffolding's in. Sometimes you can blueprint fully, sometimes you probably shouldn't. And derpy. What is one of my videos without some weird derpy stuff happening when you're trying to do some simple building? Then of course we need doors, so everybody has a fully official room to themselves. We won't be able to put that door because of scaffolding. This will give us so 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. We'll have 19 beds. We can get rid of all these silly beds over here. CO2-wise, we almost have that second layer built up, so that's great. This is moving along smooth. It's got this shut off, accumulating gas. The gas isn't even completely full, so we're doing good here. Getting the stuff dug out here, so we will actually be able to. Oh, we didn't actually build those. Well, it's actually where a floor should go, so we'll just bring the floor along here. And that will give them access to build those. Luckily, all this chlorine we let in has not affected our crops. That's my main concern. Like, if that chlorine is affecting my crops, that's a big problem. New printable. So we're now no longer wanting dupes. If we see just like the most amazing dupe on Earth, we'll probably take it. But all these dupes are fine. I mean, like +7, +6, +6. That's really desirable. Like, we were taking dupes that had like A+3 and 2+1s. Like, these are good dupes. But I do want to not run out of resources and have the base die prematurely. So we'll take the snazzy suit, which is a decor item. So let's have Jean, the researcher, wear it, because Jean's always going to be in the base, and she'll just brighten everyone's day by wearing it. So now she's actually changed her clothes. She's in the suit. And when we go to decor, there's just this huge bright spot around Jean because she looks great. I've never actually made my own snazzy suit. That's maybe something I should be thinking about doing, but I've never done it. It would require the textile loom. It would require reed fibers, and we're getting plenty of natural reed fibers here and there, but I don't want to burn a bunch of reed fibers on snazzy suits at this time. So let's start blueprinting out what our exosuit bay is going to look like. So we're going to need to come into stations, and we're going to need a checkpoint. That says you cannot cross this area unless you're wearing an exosuit. It is important which direction it's facing. If I put it right here, that means they can't enter the base without an exosuit. So I have plenty of times built this the wrong direction, had to rebuild it. Don't feel silly if you do the same. So then we need Atmosuit docks. I think 8 docks would be ideal, including a derpy dock. Well, it disagrees. We apparently don't have enough materials to build that many docks, so we'll start with this many. But we'll plan to have 8 in our blueprints. So that's going to require oxygen. So if you understand how oxygen works in this game, whenever you split, 50% of what you're taking splits. So one packet will go one direction, then another packet will go the other direction. So I'm doing a split so that 50% will go into these two, 50% will go into these two, 50% will go into these two, 50% will go into these two. Then we're going to connect 2 of them to each other. And that creates a system where now each one of these is getting 25% of the possible oxygen that is being delivered. Then we'll connect those, and then we'll bring it up and over. So this complicated chain just basically says to the computer, like, you're going to equally split whatever comes in this pipe will be equally split a number of times so that each one gets an even amount. So that way you don't have like one that's always full and one that's always empty, because there's never any oxygen getting to it. Oh man, all of these toilets were full, so we had another mess. Plumbing, guys. We need some plumbing. Jeez, mess over here now. Yep. We're going to finish this power plant, and then we're going to set up some plumbing. So we're gonna do all this with polluted stuff. We need power. So we're gonna do it all with polluted because we're gonna clean the polluted water. We're gonna send it into these new bathrooms. Oh, that's why I didn't really want beds over here. I want to put my other bathrooms. These are gonna be bathrooms. We didn't need all these beds anyway. Yeah, those are gonna be bathrooms. Okay. The lavatories that use running water create heat. It's gonna heat up the water, and then cleaning water from them is gonna create heat. So the water gets really hot. If I were to pump all that water across my base to a bathroom over here, it will heat up my base too. So I'm gonna clean this polluted water, send it in, just into the bathroom, and then the dirty water is gonna come back out and go back into this reservoir and then be cleaned again. And we're just gonna minimize how much of that heat is in our base. We're gonna try to have all that heat outside of our base. So we're gonna make all this priority 7 so that we get this built before we flood it. And then I'm gonna make these priority 3 so they don't decide they want to dig more and then flood us while we're trying to build. Because if all this water comes down here, we won't be able to hold our breath long enough to build this stuff. At some point, I imagine I'm going to have all of this area dug up and used as a real base. So I want to build some like luxury nice apartments. So I'm just going to like pre-do this. So where are we going to clean this at? Because if we are eventually going to use this as like luxury hangout areas, I don't want to like put in all this infrastructure and move it later. But that's probably what we're going to end up doing. So we'll just bring it over here. So we're going to bring this power just along with where their walking route is. And then bury it in the floor. That means all this plumbing is also going to do the same. Okay, so refinement is where we're going to find the water sieve. The water sieve needs an input of dirty water and an output of clean water. We're going to run it within the insulated tile because that insulated tile will help keep that hot water from doing things we don't want. So it's going to be clean water, so we'll run clean water down the bottom. Clean water down the bottom. And then we're going to run within the ceilings and outside the base. The dirty water is going to come back out. We want to cross these bridges. We're going to bridge these. We don't want to cross them. And a vent. So we're going to need liquid bridges right here. Liquid bridges, you need to align the inputs and the outputs. If I don't have the input here, since I want this to flow out of the base and over this way, it would stop. If I had this backwards, it wouldn't run water at all because you can't put water in the output. So there we go. There's the infrastructure for bathrooms, except we also need ladders to do all that. We're going to do sedimentary rock over here. Oh no. We've done that thing again where they can expose the base to nastiness. Ugh. Should have had them finish the walls before we did any of these ladders. Goodness gracious. Okay, so a priority number 1. Finish my flipping walls. Okay, walls. Walls. How bad is it? Okay, it's not so bad. There's not a lot of slime I'm getting in. If we finish these walls, finish these freaking walls, we'll be okay. High stress again. How have we gotten high stress again? May and Ruby, 2 of them. Ugh. Okay, there we go. May. May does not look good. May is stressed. Why is May stressed? She's just getting stressed from low morale. She needs to have 8 morale. She only has 4. Huh. That's weird. She looks sick. She has a full bladder. Yep, bathrooms are full. Eeh. Eeh. It's not good. After we get these walls built, we'll try to figure out what's going on with stress. Yeah, this is more informative. I don't know why it was showing something else. She's sleeping, which is helping. She has a full bladder, which is not helping. She has low morale. We just watched May eat her meal in that room. Is the room no longer... Yeah, room's no longer a room. We broke the room, and we're making everybody miserable. Dang nabbit. Okay, once that room is built, we just need a cycle, and that should fix itself. It just goes to show these bathrooms are definitely needing to be higher priority. Oh, someone made a mess. Got this side of the base all insulated in, so that's good. That'll start stopping the heat creep. We haven't finished this yet, so we can't quite do that, but oh, look at that. Oh, you know what we didn't do yet? We didn't do anything with the batteries and stuff, so we're just burning coal for no reason right now. So we better disable all of these. So we need that same sort of battery situation that we did with the other stuff so that we don't burn all of our coal out for no reason. So we're going to need a smart battery. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. We were using up all of our good gold on stuff we didn't even want to build. So since we don't want to build these, we're going to... But once you've built a blueprint for something, it's dedicated. The game will not let you spend more than you have access to. So we're going to put our smart battery there. And we're going to do a bank of jumbo batteries. All of that's going to need connecting with wires. This is all slightly less important than the walls. And then we need automation wire. So we're going to run that. Cool, we didn't run out. So what we'll do is with the smart batteries, we'll tell these to shut off earlier, so that, and then we'll tell them to turn on before these. So we'll only end up using coal power when we are tapping out hydrogen power. Or we could do it vice versa. We could always use coal over that. You can use smart batteries to prioritize whatever type of power you want to prioritize. Oh, are people going to get trapped? They're probably going to get trapped. Pufflets. Oh, goodness. We're still doing okay? Yeah, we're still doing okay. Why are you building liquid pipes? I literally have told you the most important thing is to build the walls, and they're building liquid pipes instead. They're a much lower priority. That's something I don't get about this game. And you still don't know, like, who's assigned to do something, but right now they're waiting for deliveries. Okay, she's trapped. Frick. Frick, 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 frick. That's why she was building pipes. So now she should build some bridges. Or ladders. No, not these ladders. I don't want these ladders right now. Okay, so all of the lower stuff is built. That's good. So we can now mark everything 7 in here. So people will come save her. I was kind of hoping she'd build some ladders to get out, but, you know, that's asking a lot. So they're all getting scalded by playing in the gold area. Pardon me. New printable. Huh. Shovel egg. Never seen such a thing. But we're not near the surface and there's no regolith, so I question the quality of that. Maybe we'll just take a bunch of food. Why not, right? And she's still trapped. She is building her bridge out, so we can prioritize building every other one, so maybe she can get out safely and quickly. In case she runs out of material, we can have her dig this stuff out. Luckily, she's in oxygen, and it takes quite a while to starve to death, so I think we'll be okay. Research is done. I'll do solid transport, and as you can see, like, it's only been like 20 cycles since I said we're going to finish this whole thing by probably cycle 80, and we're getting really close. We never did build that tile. We'll just cancel it. It's fine. Things are happening fine over here. Okay, that second layer is almost all submerged. I'm not really sure if those tiles right above count or not, and I don't want the food to go bad, so I'm not going to risk it yet. Okay, they're coming in here to dig her out from the other direction, so that's good. But she's probably going to beat them with this ladder, so... Let's check me out here. Okay, her morale's now at 10, so I think... Yeah, with the high morale, she's going to start losing plenty of stress. So I think we've averted another crisis stress-wise. We do need to put one more battery in this area. They're not unreachable dig. Doesn't really make sense to me. How is that unreachable? They can stand on the ladder and do it. Weird. Just gonna build it again and see if it fixes the problem. I think it did. Weird. Okay, they'll be able to get out to some oxygen here. Huh. These used to all be planted, I thought. I'm confused as to why these aren't planted right now. It's weird. But food is going fine. We've got more and more food. So now with 16 dupes, we've got plenty of food. Oh, okay, they are planted. You just can't see the mushrooms right now. Why these aren't planted, though? I don't know. Okay, she got out. She's not going to die. That's good. They can get up and finish the walls to protect our base. And a Puff got in our base. So he's going to have to go. Sorry, Puff. But I don't want slime constantly showing up in my base, so we're going to take care of that. A couple slimes are just sitting out for no reason. One right there, but it's not able to propagate any disease right now, so that's good. For some reason she didn't have... Usually they just assign themselves, so that was kind of weird. Alright guys, got another 10 cycles. We got a power plant started, almost finished. We got our oxygen up and running. So now we're creating air-conditioned oxygen for our base. We're going to start getting 2 bathrooms, plumbed even, going. So this is a very productive video. Like, subscribe, all that stuff that I normally don't say. Leave some comments. It's kind of fun interacting with you guys. So if you have questions about your own bases and stuff, I'm happy to try to help. And have a great rest of your day.